the power of becoming you, a return to yourself. An excerpt written and narrated by Sarah Manna. Hello, I'm Sarah Manna, award-winning songwriter, artist, and author of The Power of Becoming You, a return to yourself. I'd like to share an excerpt from my book. These reflections were born in quiet moments, while sweeping the floor, washing dishes, and allowing my mind to wander through philosophy, history, nature, science, and the timeless search for truth. I hope these words encourage you to pause, to reflect, and perhaps discover something within yourself that has always been waiting to grow. The unexamined life. Lately, when I quietly sweep the floor, wash dishes, or spend time alone without distraction, my mind naturally begins to meditate. I reflect on what I've learned, what I've read, what I've experienced, and how it connects to my own life, my childhood, nature, history, Jesus, love, and the search for truth. This week I learned more about Socrates. One of his most famous sayings was, "The unexamined life is not worth living." Those words stayed with me. To me, they mean that real freedom begins when we have the courage to question. We shouldn't blindly accept every belief, tradition, authority, or idea simply because someone tells us it is true. We should examine it. We should think. We should ask questions. We should seek understanding. Throughout history, many people who encouraged others to think for themselves were feared by those who wanted to protect their power. Socrates questioned the wisdom of his society and encouraged people to examine their beliefs. For that, he was sentenced to death. Centuries later, Hypatia devoted her life to teaching mathematics, philosophy, and astronomy. She too became a victim of violence during a time of political and religious conflict. Jesus also challenged many of the religious traditions of his day. His teachings repeatedly called people back to compassion, mercy, humility, and love, rather than empty appearances or the pursuit of power. History reminds us that truth has often been uncomfortable for those who seek control. Yet questioning is not rebellion for its own sake. Questioning is how understanding grows. For me, love is the foundation of that search. Love is not measured by fame, fortune, power, or status. Those things can become selfish pursuits if they are disconnected from compassion. Genuine love encourages others to grow. It lifts people up instead of pushing them down. It celebrates another person's success rather than feeling threatened by it. Love is like a seed when it is planted in a healthy heart and mind, nourished with kindness, wisdom, patience, and gratitude. It grows into something beautiful. It blossoms and produces good fruit. But if that same seed is neglected, if it is fed only by greed, pride, fear, or hatred, it struggles to grow. I find reminders of genuine love everywhere, in nature, in music, in art, in flowers, in the changing seasons, in birds singing at sunrise, in a shared meal, in kind words, in helping someone who is struggling, and in encouraging another person to become the best version of themselves. When we inspire others, we inspire ourselves. Perhaps that is why I believe the unexamined life is not simply about asking questions. It is about allowing those questions to transform us into kinder, wiser, and more compassionate human beings. Knowledge informs the mind. Understanding opens the heart. Love gives both of them purpose. Perhaps becoming isn't about becoming someone else. Perhaps it is about uncovering the potential that has always existed within you. Like a seed, the possibility was there from the very beginning. Life does not create the seed. It creates the conditions for the seed to grow. We cannot erase our past. We illuminate it with understanding, compassion, and forgiveness, until what once felt like a prison becomes the very soil from which we grow. The power of becoming you has always been within you. Thank you.